Floss Tube. Lisa here from the Shady Tree Stitches, here to share my journey of cross stitch with you. And I'd like to start by wishing myself a happy first Flossaversary. Really excited that I've made it to a year. The 1st of March, and I have done 58 episodes in my first year with Jen and my other friends. But mostly me, and it's been really cool. Thank you so much for watching and for your support and encouragement. It really means the world to me that I'm not just doing it for nothing. I'm not doing it for nothing. My original goal was to just journal my progress through my cross-stitching hobby. And what a year it has been. This time last year, I think I had 6 whips, and I had just started to cross-stitch again every day after 10 years of not really doing a lot. And now it's a whole nother kettle of fish. So welcome. I have been very busy this week stitching. I also went to work 4 days, so I'm really not sure how I stitched as much as I did. But as usual, all my challenge groups and my virtual stitchers friends keep me motivated, keep me going. I really cannot recommend enough to people how much encouragement you get from doing these things. Everybody I know who's crossed over to the dark side really enjoys the change. Because I was a monogamous stitcher. I did one project and I had one little travel project and occasionally touched both of them. And when I got bored of the project, I just stopped stitching. But now, if I get bored of the project, I just change to another. But I find I rarely get bored unless I'm like going to the end of a large chunk and I just want to change projects. So what have I been doing this week? Well, I did wait till Sunday to film because I wanted to do it on the 1st of March to make sure that it was my Flossaversary. So I have got an extra day of stitching, but this week, or since my last video, I have done 7,939 stitches. Oh my goodness, how on earth did I get that done? Now it does help that I've spent a lot of the week when I was at school supervising study classes, which meant I could cross stitch. And I must say, not really tooting my own horn, but a little bit, that my new designs that I've created are very quick to stitch. There's lots of block colors. I designed them specifically to be simple and easy. I was hoping to have it all officially launched by this week, but because I went to work, I haven't been able to do the business side of things. So they are coming. If you are interested, just send me a message or comment below, and I'll let you know when I decide how to get started. I was going to launch on Etsy, but then they've upped the price to 17% commission, and really I'm not going to make any money out of my patterns as it is, let alone if I pay 17% to them. So yeah, excited. So you'll just have to keep watching this space. All right, so on that, I have a finish. My first ever design finish. So this is February, and this is from my series called A Year Down Under. It's got chocolates and a rose, and my idea is to do one of those months of the year where every month is a different thing. But so far all the ones that exist are Northern Hemisphere. We just don't have snow in summer down here. So I'm doing an Australian version, but Valentine's Day is fairly universal across. So that is my first finish, February. So that's very exciting to have a finish. And in order to finish that, I did 1,258 stitches. And that pattern, it was about 1,760 stitches in total. So it was good. Not really a full coveragey one for that. My other 2 designs that I did a lot of work on were March and August. And I did these mostly to do with Magical Stitches homework. We had to stitch 100 stitches in different coloured threads, grey, green, blue, black and red, in order. So for grey, I stitched on my August. August is shearing time in Australia, start of the shearing season. So I've designed one with sheep and a shearing shed. I really love it. So that's what the pattern looks like. And I did 880 stitches on August to make it look like that. So it's super cute. I've discovered I'm not the world's best model stitcher. I actually do make mistakes, and whereas normally I just fudge it, it's very hard when you're doing your own model stitch. So August is there, and I did August for the grey stitching. Then I had to do the green and the blue. And for the green and the blue, I worked on my March. So March is mostly Easter, sometimes it's in April, but we have a bigger event in April, Anzac Day. So I've made Easter for March. And look, he might just be looking out to sea, waiting for Easter to come, if it hasn't arrived yet, or he's already there. So cute little bunny, and he's just sitting by the ocean with his little basket of eggs. He's really good for doing fast stitches. I did a lot of stitches for the Stitch War, Myth and Magic Stitch Wars this week on this, because it's all block colours. So this one I can probably show you. I previously looked like this, because I know I've done that one previously. And I did 1600 stitches on March. And I'm going to Q-snap a little bit, because there we go. 1600 stitches on March makes him look like that. So he's going very nicely. I'll do some more work on him probably today, because I know I've got homework to do with stitching something with a bunny on it. Yay, I have a bunny. So yeah, so 1600 on March. I did also do, I have done a couple of other designs. Again, my designing's had to take a back seat this week because I've had too much of paid work. But it's coming, it's going well. So what else did I stitch on? Well, I then had to stitch on black stitches. So for my black stitches, I worked on my We Are Humans. This is where it was previously. And I only had to do 300 stitches. I had to do 100 in black and 300 in total. So I'm working on Mr. Einstein, and I'm guessing it's a typewriter. So that's where I'm up to with my We Are Humans. Getting so close. Just need to find some time to work on it a bit more. And that was 300 for black. And then red, I worked on my February, and then I finished my February off. And then for Magical Stitches bonus, we had to choose whether the evil stepmother the queen went to the path of the forest or the mountain. And I chose to work on my village of Holcon Hollow, because look at that, the forest in the middle, which is the block I've already done. So I chose to work on that one for my Magical Stitches bonus. And I did, I think I did more than that. 805 stitches there, and 1,000. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, well, there's nothing to show you because it was a new block. 1850, I think, stitches to get it that far. These blocks are huge. But look, he's there. So yeah, I need to do more work because I'm actually behind on this. My personal goal was to finish that block in February, and I didn't give it enough time. It is on 40 count linen, so it does make it trickier. So you can see now I've got the 2 blocks happening. So it's going to get some love today, which is really cool for my Holcon Hollow. And then the other one I worked on was my Magic Animal Kingdom, because I had to work for the 30-minute day of my biggest whip for the Grand Canyon, and my Hades are my biggest whips at the moment. Watch this space after June, but anyway. And yeah, this one is it's a piece that has got max colours, so the size-wise is the same as most of my Hades. So previously, it looked like this. And I was really excited to get the colours happening when I started stitching it. So you can see that it's now looking like that. So you can still see that gorilla pretty clearly in the middle, which is good because I got to stitch on something with a monkey this week. Really, really cannot stress again how lovely Pattern Keeper is. Just makes the world of difference. So I'm over 1% on this now. Woo, 1%. But yeah, it's coming together nicely. I enjoy doing a colour completion within the section. So it's not necessarily by page, it's just when I find it within the section I'm working on. So my plan is to just keep going with that method for now and see if we can fill this in a little bit more and then start spreading out. So that is where my Animal Kingdom is. which was 439 stitches on that to get it there. Thought I did more than that, but anyway, maybe I did. Then I had the 29th of February, and as you know, with virtual stitches, our original goal was to do a year of starts, starting a new piece on the 29th of each month. And I've definitely been starting new pieces. My designing's meant I've started a lot more pieces than I wanted to, but I need to get the model stitches done so I can get pictures out there. And I'm still keeping to my strategy. So Jenny and I actually worked on starting the Little House Neighborhood. So we made that our 2020 February 29th start. And this piece is really quite special to us because it really symbolises our friendship. She likes gardens, I like houses. And if you look up the top, you've got the two little girls. So I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the one in the pink dress here is Jen, and this one here in the purple dress is me. So we've got both of us on the picture, her garden stuff, my houses, and it's really cool. So that's something that I'm going to enjoy stitching on. I got started on that yesterday, and I have done 1659 stitches, so 1,659 stitches. Still on the Q-snap in that much. So yeah, great little stitch, really enjoying it, and very, very keen to keep going on it. But geez, I'm glad to be finished with that maroon house. It took all day to get the maroon house done. Looks great, but I've got 3 other houses. Funny thing though, we were talking about magical stitches homework in the planning video, and one of the ideas that came up was that in the book, Maleficent has to, the Disney at Dawn, I think we're doing, Maleficent has to choose between 4 doors. So someone thought it might be a great idea, and it wasn't me, to stitch on a piece that has 4 doors. And I mean, I instantly wasn't worried because I love houses, but you know, how cool would that have been? I have 4 doors on there. Needless to say, we didn't do it because we thought not many people would have a piece with 4 doors on it. But that's pretty cool that I actually had 4 doors. So I would have been laughing. So that's what I've been stitching on. Busy with the Myth and Magic Stitch Wars. Really enjoying that. I am competitive. I admit I am competitive. I tried to tone it back and be encouraging in magical stitches rather than competitive, because it's not a competition, it's just everyone do what you can and have fun. But we do like to get things accomplished. But in Myth and Magic Wars, I can be competitive. So my clan, the Halflings, we're not under the radar at all. We're on the radar of everyone, and they keep attacking us. In fact, we've just been attacked this morning now, so I have to go and do some stitches to save us. But you know, these challenge groups just really keep me motivated. I have done, in the month of February, 20,696 stitches. 20,000 stitches. I cannot believe that. That's just amazing. And you know, people say, oh, I'm too busy to stitch. And I think, well, you're not. You just prioritize it. It seriously, mostly is my 2 hours or 2.5 hours a night. I put the kids to bed and I go and sit in my little room and I jump on virtual stitches and talk to my friends and do my stitching. And that's got 20,000 stitches done. So there, that's pretty good. So where to from here? Well, I'm going to continue on. As I said, I am going to be launching my design label very soon, hopefully in the next week. It will really depend on how much I have to waste time stitching to get complete Stitch Wars. And then I will be just continuing to make this floss tube to show you my progress on my multitudes of whips. They are growing, but I also am confident I can get quite a few finished in the not too distant future either. So for the next week, we have got lots of homework to work on, and I'm trying to minimize what I do onto just a few pieces again. And some of those pieces are the ones that I've already worked on last week. So I'm really trying to take a bit more of the line of the focus pieces while still completing all the prompts. Yeah, Shirl's trying to kill us this week. By the way, hi Shirl, I really love you, but you give me a lot of work to do. And thank you so much for the lovely shout out. I really feel very, very honoured and flattered. All the nice things you had to say. So thank you so much. Anyone who doesn't watch Shirl, she's Tranquil Stitches. She lives in Virginia in America, and she's a lovely, calm lady who has some very, very creative ideas. So yeah, I thought maybe I would give you a bit of a rundown on who I like in FlossTube. We have a lot of discussion on it, and you know, since I started watching FlossTube just over a year ago, my tastes have changed a bit. I'm always on the lookout for new people that I like. I find that quite a few of the big name people are getting, I don't know, they just seem to be getting a bit too big for my liking. So I don't tend to watch any of the traditional ones as much as other people, and I'm not going to name them because that would be negative. But I do watch Sammy J. Sammy J made me do it. That's just what happened. Sammy is just a legend. She's a down-to-earth girl, and the best thing about her is she works night shift, so she's around during my time, so I get to see a lot of time with her. I do watch the Sunshine Stitches because they're quite funny the way they pick on each other. I watch Stitch and Button. I watch Shirl's one, and then I also try to watch as many Aussie ones as I can find. So there's Animal Instinct, Teresa's one, and Teresa Craig's one, I can't remember what it's called. And then I also like to watch new one, Davana Lee, Design Studio. She's a lady in Queensland, so hi Nicole, who does patchwork and embroidery, and really, again, very creative and lovely down-to-earth girl. Aussie Stitcher, of course. Hi Belinda. I do watch her when she puts her videos out. She's one of the original Aussie ones. And yeah, mostly I find I gravitate towards people who are just genuine, real, having a chat, showing their stitching, not too much on the life story. You know, little bits are good here and there. But I don't really like to get bored with that. So that's pretty much it for me. I need to get stitching, so I'll stop chatting to you. But again, yeah, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I am very keen to try and get my subscriber numbers up, for the reason that I'd like to do lives, and you can only do lives on YouTube if you have 1,000 subscribers. So if you know anyone you think might want to listen to me ramble about cross stitch, please do let them know, because we're over halfway there. But yeah, a bit more would be great. So I think probably next week I'll try and see if I can get Jen on as well, and we might have a celebratory first Flossaversary giveaway. So if you want to check that out, then come and watch me next week. All right, until then, happy stitching, have fun, and see you around.